Oh geez, another video about the coronavirus. I get it, guys. You've been inundated with all this stuff about this virus and it's scary, and I know there's so much information out there, but I wanted to give you my take because I have a mentor that sent me an email and I've been thinking a lot about this type of stuff, and I want to give you my take on what I think is going to happen with this coronavirus, what we should do, what we should focus on, and what's gonna really help us and our loved ones and our family and our friends and all that kind of stuff. What's up, guys? Nick Arapklis here, and welcome to this video. I know this video is going to be slightly different than the videos that you normally see here on this channel, but I wanted to get this information out because I think it's very, very important, because in all honesty, this world is kind of in a crisis right now, and it's scary, and I think that's what a lot of people are using this for, and it's unfortunate. So I want to give you my take on, I think, the most objective approach so that we really can beat this and we can come out of this as unscathed as possible. Okay, so an email that I got from one of my mentors that I've been learning from for years. He's done multiple hundreds of millions of dollars utilizing the internet in his online business and the businesses of his clients, and so he's a pretty smart dude. So in the marketing realm, in the business world, but I think that can translate into other areas of your life. So I definitely take what he says. I take it with he has a lot of credibility in my eyes, and he's helped me with a lot of different things. And again, I think smart people, they know how to navigate things, and especially things like this. So the one thing that I want to get out, or one of the biggest things that I want to get out, is realizing that yes, this is scary. It's a virus. It's new. This actual strand, it's a new strand of the virus. The actual coronavirus is not brand new. It's just this strain because, basically we have never seen this before. And that's one of the biggest reasons on why it's spreading so quickly and people are in hysteria and just fear-mongering, and it's scary. There's no doubt about that. So what's the solution to this? Well, ultimately, what's really gonna happen is it's probably gonna get a little bit worse from here on out, okay? It is, and that's kind of what happened in China, where people were freaking out and then people were dying, and just like a lot of cases in China. But eventually they've kind of reached that tipping point and things have started getting better, okay? And so I think that's exactly what's gonna happen here in the United States, and that's what's gonna happen in Italy and all the other places that are being affected. So yes, it's scary right now. It's spreading like wildfire right now, but eventually we're gonna get over this, okay? And it's unfortunate too, because the majority of the people that it really is affecting, and people that are, actually dying from this virus, are people that are elderly and people that have underlying health conditions. So as long as you are healthy and you continue to work on your health, I think that you'll be in a good spot, okay? Again, it's very unfortunate that the elderly and people with underlying health conditions are the ones that are being affected with it the most. But if you are not in those type of brackets, then I would subside your fear a little bit more, and that's really what I want to get into here now. One of the biggest reasons that this is spreading, in terms of not the actual virus, but the actual hysteria and the fear of the virus, is because of media. Now, if you are not familiar with it, media, even traditional media, mostly like the news, they get paid on viewership. And the one thing that people will view the most is fear, something that invokes fear in them. And that's exactly what is going on now. And a lot of people, they're spreading misinformation, anecdotal facts, when they're just stories or headlines that they saw, and they're sharing it with everybody, and it just continues to instill this state of fear into everybody that is watching it, whether that's online, whether that's offline. Because I've had a lot of conversations about this stuff, and I'm fearful of it as well for multiple reasons. I have grandparents that could be put into that bracket where this could potentially not end up well for them, and that's really scary. I don't like that whatsoever. But I also like to keep in mind that it is the job of the media, and especially social media these days, is to just share headlines and get people in a frenzy and get them fearful, because that is what's gonna build up viewership, and therefore the media is gonna get paid. So that is what this is all about ultimately. So what I strongly recommend that you do is you don't buy into the fear. Don't buy into just everything that you see on social media, everything you see on the news, because their main driver is viewership, and they're gonna do whatever it takes to get more viewership on their channel. So what do we do to counteract that? Well, there's a website called the World Health Organization, and that's probably the most objective place to go to get your facts, okay? The real facts, okay? I put that in quotation. I don't know why I put that in quotations, but those are the real facts. And I started scrolling that website, and that's telling you stuff that is real. That is stuff that is really going on. It's not the just headlines that you see on social media or any type of media that is just trying to get people to be in this constant state of fear. So I would recommend you go to that website and really start digesting it. Don't just read headlines, actually go into the content and read it. And I would recommend that's really the only time that you're consuming information about this coronavirus, because if you continually buy into the social media aspects or just the media aspects, there's always going to be an underlying thing like, hey, we need more viewership, so we're going to do whatever it takes. We're going to say whatever it takes to get more people to be fearful, and then therefore drive up the viewership. Okay, so what is ultimately the solution? As I mentioned before, I think it's going to get worse. It's going to get worse first, and then it'll get better. But what do we do in the meantime? Everyone is freaking out, and I forget exactly who it was. I'm very smart. I want to even say it was a president like Calvin Coolidge. I'm not positive on that. Don't quote me on that. But it says when the masses are doing one thing, then you want to kind of do the other thing. And when people are freaking out, you want to know. Actually, it might have even been Warren Buffett now that I think about it. But when people are freaking out, that's a time then you want to remain calm, because typically whatever the mass is doing is not actually the right thing to do. They're just following the mass media. Again, it just kind of comes back to that whole fear-mongering thing. So most people are not working on their business now. They're not running advertisements. They're not focusing on content. They're not doing any of that type of stuff. So don't buy into that. And this is actually a great opportunity. If you do have a business, you're trying to make money online, this is a great time to really double down on all of that. Start creating more ads, start creating more content, start working on your business, working on your sales funnels, working on everything, and really double down, because now is the time. Everyone else is freaking out. They're going to be left behind, and if you continue to double down on your business and your content and your ads and all that kind of stuff, you're going to be way ahead of everybody else that's just freaking out talking about the coronavirus instead of actually taking action. Okay, and just to share a quick story with you, if you do not have a business, if you do not have a home-based business, an info business, whatever, even drop shipping, that kind of stuff, now would be the time to jump in this, because you can see how panic can just happen, and this crazy stuff can happen out of nowhere. But I feel very fortunate that I've built up this business. I have an info business where I can work from home, I can work from wherever I want, and I'm not affected by this. Okay, and I'm not sharing that to brag, boast, whatever. I'm sharing with that to you because it's important to realize that any of these type of things can happen at any moment. I know this is an extreme example, but who knows? There could be other things that happen after this, and you don't want to be in a position where you have to go to work, or you potentially could be laid off. I have a friend that a kindergarten teacher, and she's freaking out because she might not have a job. I don't know if she will. I don't know if she won't. I don't know. But she's got that fear, that panic more so than me, and I'm able to stay a little bit more grounded because I don't have to worry about going to a job or anything like that. So now is the time. If you don't even have a business, start working on a business. If you don't know what you're doing, I have a bunch of different trainings. I'll put them down below. I'll talk about my first $10,000 a month, how I did that, how I built up an info business, how I use YouTube ads. I'll have all the links down below. Those are kind of the three main things that I'm doing right now. But that's not really what this video is about. I just want to help you understand, that's why you want to, build a business where you can work from anywhere, because then you're not stricken by, stuff outside of your control like this. Who knows if this stuff's going to happen, how long this is going to happen. But again, it gives me more confidence, and I'm not as worried about this because I can stay at home, I can work my business, and I can continue to make money regardless of what happens out in the world. So I'm in a very fortunate spot, but that's why I chose to do this a long time ago. I didn't specifically think that this coronavirus is going to happen, but I want the freedom, I want the control over my life and my business, and that's why I built this. Okay, so I would strongly recommend that you do that if you not have already, and if you already have a business, double down on it, because that's going to be the most important part. Okay. With that said, I think it's just very important, just like the kind of common sense stuff, but like, you know, stay inside as much as possible. Don't get around too many people. It's only gonna make the situation worse. Wash your hands, eat healthy, eat food that is gonna actually serve you vegetables, fruits, all that kind of stuff. And just, you know, take your vitamins. I mean, this really should just be like common sense, but it's not always common practice. Okay, so that's the video that I wanted to make and help you guys understand what's going on, what we can kind of expect, how to take an objective stance on all of this and not buy into the mass media that's just trying to scare us. So thanks for watching this video, guys. Hopefully that was informative. Hopefully that gave you some insights that maybe you have not heard from anybody else. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate you, and we'll see you on the next video.
Tonight